Hey, welcome back to Sunday Conversations. This is episode 10, and today we're joined by Nick from NMZ and Joey of Joey's World. Today we're going to be talking our top 10 of 2022, similarly like we did last year. This is like a very fun conversation last year, so I just wanted to redo it with some friends and just talk about music throughout the year. So we'll just like I guess overview of like the rules is like Nick and I like decided again not to do SDR NMZ stuff. There might be some shout outs here and there, but that's fine.
Mhm.
But just to like if we could do our stuff, it'll just take up the whole top 10. So
Seriously.
but yeah, so we're doing non SDR, non NMZ stuff. But we did first have some like mentions or like honorable mentions, I guess, or just shout outs in general. So I'll just like list mine off quickly, and then Nick, you can probably give it any other shout outs that you have.
Sweet.
These could have easily made my list. I'm pretty sure these can all be interchangeable. But one of them is Mind Force, New Lords. Great record. I don't think I gave it enough time yet, so I think I need to listen to it a little bit more. But from what I've heard, it's a really, really good record, and it's Mind Force. I think they
hmm
very much just went on the sound that they've crafted over the years and just like shine, like just like made it shine. So great album. Next is Echo Chamber. They just put out a demo this
Oh
year.
yeah.
Features members of Spark, which is how I found out about them. So they are like in Germany, and it sounds like 80s New York hardcore, but done like really really well. And they're actually playing FYA, which is really cool here in the States. So if you're going to
Sick.
FYA, definitely check out their set. I have Dead Last. Where do we go from here? That was like a really great 7 inch that I didn't realize came out in
hmm
2022 because it came out like in January or February. So pretty early release, but really good fast hardcore on Streets of Fate. And Run for Cover actually had reissues, so like I guess they qualify for this year. But Basement's Color Me and Kindness, they had like alternate tracks, and I was or not like alternate versions of the tracks, and I had those on repeat. There's like three or four songs, but they're just really
They're
good.
great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really good. That
and
was one of
then
mine.
yeah, and then I had Rival Schools, the EP I guess called Some on streaming, which I believe was the one line drawing split, just kind of on streaming. But yeah, Rival Schools, great. I don't know if I need to say more. Uh, and then the early November is like one of my favorite bands. They released a record called I think it's just called 20 Years. Um, there are a lot of like B-sides from like over the years of the records, which is really cool. So yeah, a lot of good songs on that. And lastly is Soft Blue Shimmer. They released an LP that is
That's in my regular list.
Yeah, look at
I'll
you.
let you chat about that more, but it's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so those are all my mentions. Nick, if you want to go next.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, kind of like what you said. These my honorable mentions are definitely records that either I didn't sit with long enough, or maybe they just more recently came out. But you mentioned Soft Blue Shimmer. That record's also on my honorable mentions list. I haven't listened to it as much as I did the last LP yet, so I'm not like 100% gung ho and in love with it like I was instantly kind of with the other one. So I'm excited to give that more of a listen for sure. Um, yeah, kind of like you said even before we started, there was a lot of music this year. I didn't realize that until trying to do this activity, so I'm trying not to overlap too much. But that morning LP that came out, I think it's called Disenlightenment on Streets of Hate. That was one of my honorable mentions, or like that kind of metallic, crunchy hardcore across the pond. Absent Father, Moving Forward. Same thing. I listened to the record a lot, but it's not one that like I don't always listen to it. So I'm gonna try and give that a couple more spins. But I think that was really close to making my top 10. The Standstill EP in a moment's notice. Definitely love that. Had that as an honorable mention. New Colonial Moon record, Easy Laugh. Again, since it was so new, I haven't been able to give it a ton of listening time. So I'm excited to do that. Rabbit EP, Halo Flies is definitely an honorable mention. Same thing too. Like it's really starting to get into it, so I'm excited for that. And then the Softkill record, Canary Yellow. It's all for me. It's almost the same as Absinthe Father, where they're both kind of very open and airy, but also kind of heavy. So I feel like I don't throw those on rotation as often as maybe some of the other records in my top 10. But definitely worth an honorable mention.
Yeah, that Soft Kill record, I didn't have it on my list, but it's something I listen to like every day.
Yeah.
The single, the Magic Garden, I think, is like so catchy.
They know how to write songs.
Well, I didn't like them until this record.
Oh shit! Okay,
Yeah,
I can see that.
I don't like the synth, and
okay.
they kind of like now it's like more alt rocky, and I'm like, oh, this is like perfect.
Sure. That's sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say that song, The Line, is definitely like in one of my top 10 songs. If we were to do that, that would make it. That song is fucking incredible.
Yeah, yeah, that record really hit me in a strange way, and I forgot about it to talk about it. So I'm glad I got to a little bit. My list isn't really in an order, so I am just gonna, for my like honorable mentions, I'll do my NMZ releases that I chose. The Downward record, so good. I listened to it the other day. First off, one of the top 10 album covers, I think, of all time, with the gun in the baby's head. And then the keyboards and stuff that they use and like all the little, like the nuance stuff is like so subtle, but like so good and like different for like that style band that I think it deserves a little bit more attention. And then
I was trying to sample that.
What?
I was going to sample that.
Oh, hell yeah.
The downward.
Oh, really?
One of the downward songs. You hear that in the background. I don't know who's saying it, but it makes me laugh every time.
Yep.
And then my other one, Nick knows this is probably my favorite band, is Cape Fade.
Yeah.
That record it's just oozing personality. And I just I don't normally like that style hardcore. Nick knows I do not like Burn.
I was going to say.
I'm saying it live, and somehow they made Burn good to me.
Fuck yeah, I like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really great demo.
Yeah.
Super.
I hope they do more. I hope they play shows.
Me too. Yeah. I've heard rumblings of 2023 more music and possible shows. So.
Oh, good.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Cool. So I think were those all your mentions, or do you have any others?
That is it for my mentions. I think now I have a top 10 list. I've been whittling it down all day.
Nice.
Yeah, I revised mine a little bit today as well.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
So I'm going to start with my number 10, which is High Flying Man by the Berries.
Okay.
So this is a Run for Cover release. I didn't listen to the Berries much before. I think when they first came out, I heard maybe the singles on the earlier records, and it didn't grab me immediately. But the singles on this record did grab me immediately. They were just super catchy, and then it made me anticipate the whole record. And it's just really great. I feel like I'm not too familiar with this genre of where the Berries pulls from. I would assume stuff like Neil Young and kind of classic rock is the main influence, but either way, they're just really good rock songs and really good vocals, really good melodies and guitar work all over this, even guitar solos and stuff. But yeah, this record just rocks, and I Actually, just got the vinyl recently because I ordered it with
Oh
the
yeah.
Rifle Schools reissue, and the artwork is really cool too. Not because like you just see the photo on streaming, but like on the back, there's like really cool like typography, and like it's just like a really good design on the insert and center labels and stuff. So, yeah, Barry's High Flying Man.
Cool. I definitely need to give that more of a listen. I feel like when it first came out, kind of post the singles, I put it on one day. I was like, all right, and never really went back to it. So
yeah, I feel like
gonna have a new top 10.
I feel like that guy's like just bangs out songs. Like is always writing music. The first record is definitely way more country, and it's like been a weird arc to see it get more rock. But yeah, I haven't sat with that one enough, but I think I like it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What was his other band?
He was in Happy Diving and Big Bite.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Big Bite's the one I'm a little bit more familiar with, but yeah, I was gonna say that band is also really good.
Happy Diving fucking rules.
I need to check them out.
I did not
it's
know
Dinosaur Jr., but catchy.
Nice.
I did not know that person was in Big Bite.
Yeah. Sick. I think the main person.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he sings in that band too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Those were good records too.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we're just gonna rotate, right?
Yeah, you're up next.
So yeah, I don't know if I really have any particular order, but I'll get this one out of the way because it's very SDR related. I tried not to include anything SDR, but I had to include. This is again another cheat. I'm doing Squint both EPs because I think they're very sick. They obviously are complementary to each other, so I really dig both of those. A band is sick, and again, it's always really cool to see a smaller band generate a lot of buzz. So shout out fucking SDR for that, and shout out Squint. I know they're close to here too, so I've been able to see them live, which is always fun. So I'm hoping to catch them even more this year too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for the shout out.
Shout out to
Squint.
Shout out Squint.
Yeah, I love them. I did a shirt for them, but that's I
like
their music a lot too.
That's right. Yeah.
I was supposed to do all of it, and I was too busy, so I did Bastion. But I think Bastion get XX Lost crushed the artwork. So better than I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I like how they're both consistent.
Yeah,
and that it's just like really, really good songs. It's like short, but there's a lot going on.
Kind of punchy, yeah.
Yeah, you get like a lot of good quality in each song, and the vocals are just so like I don't know how Brennan like sings that like that, but it's so like distinct and like strong. Oh, it's just so cool.
And even live too. Again, only based this off of one-time seeing it, but it sounded good. You know how sometimes you hear a record, you're like, oh, all right, this sounds good, but then live, it's like, oh my god, this is so different that it's trash. And that's the kind of band too where, like, all right, they've worked their studio magic, but can they pull it off live? And the time I saw them, it didn't sound good.
Yeah, same. Last time I saw them too, they killed it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna get my obvious pick out of the way. The fucked up EP Strix is my gonna be my number 10 choice. It's not my favorite thing they've ever put out, but it's worth talking about because it's really heavy and sludgy. It's almost like doom metal, which is not what I go to for them. But it's the artwork fucking rules. It's like some like D&D like weird like tree monster and fairies like floating around. And it sounds like the album cover looks. And
what was the name of this one again? Sorry. What was the name of this one?
Strix, Strix, which is like it's all about some like mythological shit that I don't like. And it's just like really heavy, like cursed almost heavy.
Yeah.
Which is I think more suiting for Damien's voice, which is cool. Like but they are putting out a record in February, I think, called One Day. And the singles for that have been like more my cup of tea with them, where it's like pop rock songs with a dude who can't sing. So I'm really excited for that. But this was a good palette changer for me.
Yeah. I think I remember listening to that single and texting you. That shit is good, actually.
Yeah.
That come out on vinyl, or was it just digital?
No, that one's on vinyl. This year, so I saw them 3 times this year, which is like a miracle.
Oh yeah.
But they've also, this is like the busiest year I think they've ever been as a band, which is crazy because they've been a band since like 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm also adding all of this like to my library while we're talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's worth a
cool.
whole listen. It's pretty short, so
Yeah, I need to listen to it. I think I remember seeing the artwork. It was probably from you. You probably shared it, but
yeah. Anytime they do anything, I'm like, ooh.
So cool.
So let me bring up my next one, which is Bedlocked, from Bedlocked, self-titled album. This is from Houston, Texas. Band used to be called Sprawl. Now they go by Bedlocked. I had the chance to see them first play with Curse the Knife at like a punk house, and it was like that show was just like really good. like every band was so sick. Curse the Knife played like the loudest set I've ever heard in a little house. Yeah, so they're great, but Bedlock to open up that show, and it was just a solo set, which was really good. And at first, I thought they were just like, they sounded to me like Mineral, but like a solo Mineral. So I caught my ear. I was like, wow, this is just like an emo project happening in Houston. That's like 90s emo. But on the new record, it's not not what I thought it was. It's a lot more like full because it's a full band now. So there's like drums and guitars, vocals, but it has like some elements of emo. But I think it's more so like a slowcore record. So there's more influences from like Duster, I would say, but mixed with like Mineral, I would say, also because like
so what you're saying is this is going to be a future SDR release. So is this like your way of telling us that?
No, I don't know. I just say I don't know.
As I put Jonathan on the spot, yeah.
No, yeah, they're really cool. Record is, I think it's maybe like 8 songs or so it's not super long, but yeah, it's really good. Really good, catchy like hooks as well, which is I think is hard to do with that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't like, it's not like boring, because I know that's how I feel sometimes with that genre, but it's done really well and it keeps you attentive, and I find myself like having it on repeat. I'm like, oh shoot, like how many times have I listened to this song? So yeah, Bedlocked in Texas.
Yeah, I realize that like this year I feel like I listened to less of that genre than I had in the year prior. I don't know if that was like super intentional or not, but there's still a lot of really good releases that are in that wheelhouse. But for some reason, I like didn't, maybe because I listened to it so much last year that like this year I was like oversaturated. I need to like back up a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely like an oversaturated genre right now, but there's like there's some gems in there for sure, and this is one of them.
Yeah, I have to go back to this one for sure. All right, well, I mean, I'm going to bounce around a little bit because there will end up being somewhat of a theme to mine, but I'm going to go Foreign Hands with the EP Bleed the Dream. I mean, when I was first getting into hardcore, Poison the Well was like my number one fucking favorite band ever. And so obviously Foreign Hands is pretty clearly influenced by Poison the Well. So I think this was a good win for me in terms of like I'm interested in, but I think this is also just like really well done. And they sound great in terms of like the dynamics of the songs. I think are really well done. So it's not just cookie cutter kind of. And live too. Again, like I tried to think too, like, is there a live component for why I'm picking some of these bands? And there is. Like, I recently saw Foreign Hands not that long ago, and live too, they sound really good and really aggressive live. And so it's just a fucking whole package deal. So I'm excited to see what they continue to do. And they are getting even more different. Like those singles that came out to even take it like to the next level a little bit. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it's a great record. What is the I forgot. I'm sorry. The singer of Exide's name.
Tyler.
Plays drums for this one. Tyler. Yes.
Yeah.
They're like their musical output is just insane this year. So good.
It's wild. Yeah. Even the Capsule 9 EP, I was kind of like, did I put that? I was like, no, like that shit. I like that too. And
yeah,
just crazy. Tyler is legit like a musical maniac. I could talk about Exide forever, but that's obviously somebody else to be talking about.
Yeah. We're playing with them at the end of
soon.
Middle of January. Yeah, that's
Yep.
like a secret NMZ showcase show. I'm excited for it because it's You Should Be With Us, Excite, and
Broken Vow and
Broken Vow and Last Gasp. Yeah, so
that's right. Yeah,
3 out of 4 NMZ bands. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
What was that?
That should be fun. Fun show.
Yeah, it'll be lit. This is probably the biggest record we might talk about. Is my next choice. I know. The new Death Cab for Cutie record. I love it. I'm not a huge Death Cab guy, but the songs on this seem like he went a more pop route. And there's like the single From Here to Forever is like always in my head. And then some of the other songs just sound like they could be like Midwest emo tracks. Like some like American football spoken word, like real Americana, like interesting like pulls. But I think obviously like they're huge for a reason, but the record is so catchy. Like I'd just like be driving around like this is what I needed today.
That's cool. I love Death Cab as well. But I don't love new Death Cab, and I keep trying to.
Really? Yeah, I'm coming in from the other way. I don't know. I'm always interested in what, like, if you've been, like, he's been consistently putting out records, forever. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like there's still something there. So I'm always interested what people do. And I would check, like, if you, like, sit with that single, it's so good.
Yeah. I remember I listened to the singles when they came out, and I was like, okay, this is good. It's like new Death Cab. None of it is bad, I would say. But it just doesn't stick with me. And then when the record came out, I put it on, and it didn't stick with me still.
Oh, weird. Yeah,
I think the main part is his vocals, because they just sound different now. I mean, the band's been here for over 20 years.
Yeah,
but
which is
just
crazy.
sings a little bit differently now, and like the melodies that have been coming up in this new Death Cab era just don't stick with me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love that band. I mean, all of the early I just don't like that guy, but all of the early Death Cab stuff, like I love.
I totally sound like that guy.
All the way up to the Narrow Stairs, that for me is like amazing.
Is that the one? Yeah, I love Narrow Stairs, and I like the big one, the Transatlanticism one, and the one with the runners on it. But this one hit me just like in a different way. I don't know. Yeah,
I need to check it out again.
Yeah,
I only gave it like 1 spin, so.
I was gonna say I'm more of like a cruising the college campus, listening to plans type of dude.
Yeah. And I'm like
so generic, but it's so good.
Yeah. I'm I think I like it so much too is I'm in peak art school mode right now. So like that is like 90% of what I listen to is like art school like bullshit. So
It's
Do
funny
you
because
play
that.
music in class? Oh, sorry.
No,
uh
go ahead.
sometimes, but not I put artist talks on while the kids are working and
Okay.
they don't ever pay attention.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but it's all good. We got the work done.
I was gonna say Death Cab was like one of the first bands I got into, like in fourth grade, like literally.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
wow.
Yeah.
We had like a
Damn, you're,
teacher. We had like a
you're
teaching
cold.
assistant. No,
First
that
one
teacher
we do is
assistant, like
bowling for soup.
she had the, what was it, transatlanticism probably
Damn.
just came out, and she had it playing,
Yeah.
and she gave me a CD copy of it or something. And I remember going home, I was like, whoa, this is sick. And like at the time I
Badass.
was a kid, like I didn't know how to keep up with bands and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like later on, I like circled back to it and I was like, yeah, this is so good. But yeah, I mean, I love Def Cab. I need to check out the new record and give it more attention. The last new one I would say I really liked was Kintsugi.
Yeah, people.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one before, I forget the name of it. I think it has the track 60 and Punk though. That's like a really good song on the last record. And Ben
Yeah.
Gibbard is always like making really good music. He did that cover of a filler from
Yeah,
Minor
yeah.
Threat a while back. Yeah, really good stuff.
Right. Crazy. It's like I need to do a deep dive now.
Yeah, but the next one I have is a 7-inch called Doubtless from Almighty
Oh, shit.
Watching.
Good job. Nice.
Yeah, I again forgot this came out this year, but going back through my library, came out January 1st, 2022.
That's why. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, Kyle Nyland from Scheme and or Dead at Birth on Instagram. I'm pretty sure people recognize his work on pretty much every Northeast hardcore flyer. But yeah, great designer. Did the Broken Vow, Saint Mind's End artwork as well. But yeah, he fronts this band called Almighty Watching, and if you like weird hardcore from like the '90s, you'll definitely vibe with
Sure.
this. Sounds like Burn,
Yep.
which Joey, I know it might be a hard catch for you, but
Yeah, you
but
gotta
I feel like
listen to it.
Kayfade,
Yeah.
you probably like this.
And
But yeah,
I mean, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I fucking forgot about that record too. For some reason, I thought it came out last year, but and the artwork too of that record is really cool. You get the Bad Brains vibe,
Yep.
you got the Burn vibe. It's just like I think it is like peak 7-inch record artwork sound too. So it's really cool. But I sound like such a hardcore poser. I feel like none of my records are like hardcore records either now.
No, mine's hardcore and mostly adjacent, so you're good. You got way more hardcore than I do, but
all right.
Yeah, I had to swap out, I think, one of the records. And when I realized that this came out this year, and I was like, yeah, this needs to be on here. Because I remember at the beginning of the year, I had it on a lot. And I got the 7-inch. I think I have the green one. It was like the Chain of Strength green variant or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the artwork is great, like you mentioned. And it has the, I think it's a projection of like a camcorder footage, like the Burn thing.
Yeah.
And you see, I just noticed today, I think it's their silhouettes, like they're standing in front of it.
That's super sick.
But yeah, the whole like layout of it is great.
Oh.
Kyle killed it. Scheme in general.
Calligraphy is so cool. His writing is fucking love it.
Yeah, Scheme in general has just been like one of my like favorite labels to keep up with now. They just did the Echo Chamber demo as well, reissued in the United States. So yeah, keep up with that label for sure and check out Almighty Watching.
If you haven't, I highly recommend signing up for the Scheme newsletter.
Yeah,
just because those are always fun to read.
Yeah.
So shout out for not being super self-serious and having a good time, and it is cool to read some of the facts and stuff that they put in there. So
yeah, I'm stoked for the new Wreckage LP, by the way.
But yeah,
Pretty sure
that's
that'll be on my
soon,
list
right?
next year. Yeah, I think it's like January, early January again.
Okay. Sick. Oh yeah. Well, fuck, if we're gonna go hardcore, then I will go. My next record on my list is the Rob Reed LP Universal Paranoia on Convulse Records. Holy shit, this thing smokes. It caught me by surprise. I think I was listening to Adam from Convulse was on a podcast, and I think it was the Northern Scene podcast, Brad, and they were talking about the records, and I was like, I haven't checked that out yet. And I listened to it, and I was just really blown away. It's very much kind of like 80s hardcore, fast, pissed, aggressive. I for some reason, like, that's not normally my wheelhouse. I'm more of a kind of melodic or hardcore adjacent, whatever. But this record I've been like just going back to, and I want something like fast and kind of really furious. So I definitely suggest checking it out.
That like totally missed my radar. Like I've never heard of that name or
Yeah.
anything. I need to check
Yeah,
it out.
they're from Colorado. Rob Reed, Universal Paranoia. It's really good. And at the same time, this came out. Convulse also released the new Candy Apple 7-inch. I think it's called World Gone Rotten. I can't remember the name of it, but also equally like that. But I think that because Rob Reed was a little bit longer, I just kept going back to it because the Candy Apple record is so short. But the Candy Apple record, I like a lot, and I like it even a lot more than the last kind of output they had. So those two releases are really good.
Yeah, the Rob Reed record is great. It's like on all of my like Spotify Wrapped things, and I was like, I didn't know.
Okay.
I was like, I didn't know I listened to this much, but it does smoke. Yeah, and I feel like Convulse, like if you say that, you know what you're in for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah. Here, so we're going. I feel like we're in the hardcore pocket now, so I will. I'll keep it there. I was gonna stay in the art school pocket, but I'll go hardcore. I'm gonna go with the Age of Apocalypse record.
Oh yeah.
That is not my cup of tea at all. But I saw them in Toledo with it was Standstill, Pain of Truth,
Yeah.
and Age of Apocalypse like a year ago. Or like it was like last October, so the October before the record came out, and they got on stage. Yeah, and I didn't know what to expect. Like I was just like I was there for Standstill, and the guy got on stage and was like, "We hit a deer last night. We're playing a short set," and then the keyboards just started, like the keyboard intro started playing, and then they just like smoked the room, like it was like a full on like war zone. And like the record makes me want to wear like tank top with like a chain and ride a horse. Like and I was like, oh, if music can make me feel that way, it's doing something right. Like
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say the least. If music can make you want to wear a tank top, a gold chain, and ride a horse, I would say let alone the combination of those things, but even just one of those things, if music makes you want to do that, I'm pretty sure it's moving.
Yeah. Well, and I need like a flail too, or like like some sort of medieval weaponry. Like
that's perfect, because if we take the turn based off of that for the rest of my list, we're in a good spot.
Yeah.
That's a really good record too, actually. There was a lot of good shit, but that record I think is awesome. The singer sounds phenomenal, and like you said, live, I was definitely blown away live. Because again, a band where you're like, there's no way they're gonna sound like that live, because the vocals even are hard to pull off. But damn.
Yeah, and his manner, like he doesn't do a lot on stage, but his mannerisms, you're like, what is going on? Like it is a scene. Yeah. And just like, I mean, being it like how you were saying, like live reactions, like that show was like one of the craziest things I've seen in a long time.
It's badass.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, great record. The vocals are insane. Like I love it so much. Like throughout the whole record, and like it's so hard to like
artwork too
all the way through. Yeah.
Yeah, the artwork rocks. And it's like
great
silver.
The
text is silver on the in the real world.
I was gonna say, yeah. Again, Closed Casket with the quality of
Yes.
their records, all
Packaging.
on gatefold and posters, and that's a good. I honestly at this point now, like, I bought the Fleshwater record before even hearing anything, just because I knew it was gonna look cool. Like, if Closed Casket's putting it out, I'm almost just getting it based off of I know how the packaging is gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Great label.
Yeah.
Let's see what I have next. The new Spice record, called
That's
Viv.
it.
Yeah, this record was like literally every morning when I was like making coffee, I spun this and like getting ready for work. Like it was always on whenever it came out. I think it was maybe spring or summer time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just so good. I tried listening to the first one when it came out, and it didn't catch me at the time. This record like definitely caught me. It was just like hooky from the first singles and stuff, and then the whole record is just like that. Yeah, Ross just like his vocals are great on it. The tracks are all like they're a little bit longer, I think, from what I remember, but like it doesn't feel like a long record. It kind of passes by pretty quickly. The artwork is great. I love the colors. I know it's like a photo, but yeah, really cool. And now I like the first record. Now sitting with the second record, I pre-ordered the reissue from Days. Or I don't know if I don't know if I ever say that label name right. If it's Days or Dies.
No, I didn't think about that until the other day. I always thought it was just Days, but then
Yeah.
somebody else, I heard them say it. What was the other way you just said?
Like Dies. I don't know.
Yeah, I said
It's
Dies.
Dies.
I had no
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, because somebody said it stands for "Do as I say." Is that right?
Oh, perhaps.
Yeah, do as, yeah. Anyway, yeah. That honestly, that label I think is one that was like my top
Yep.
labels of 2022 for me. Well, obviously also because of my top release, but still the Spice record, the Cold God record, shout out Cold God. But yeah, there was a bunch of good records on that label this year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't think, I forgot about the Spice record coming out this year, but that one song, there was like Death is, Magic is Real and Death is Whatever. That song, I don't think I've ever had a song like hit me like so hard emotionally and like the opposite way of the Age of Apocalypse stuff. Like that song, I just started crying the second I heard that song. Yeah. And that record rules. Spice rules. I hope they do more.
Jonathan, are we going to notice a theme for your records based off of artwork? Are they all photos? Because you've got the berries.
Oh, interesting.
Spice. What else? I'm curious to see.
I'm looking at it right now. No, they're not all photos.
Okay.
There's a lot of them with photos though.
Interesting. So we all know how to get signed to SDR. Your artwork just has to have a photo.
Yeah, it has to have a photo. Okay. No,
it just needs to be good. If it's not like good artwork, I'm not checking it out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's for
so true.
Sure. I'm just glad Joey did the artwork for You Should Be With Us, or else I would have been like, no way am I going to touch this.
We have a whole band of artists, and it was a lot of pulling teeth to get that artwork together.
Yeah, you honestly, it blows my mind how talented you all are and how multifaceted you all are as a band. Is crazy.
Yeah, it is a weird machine.
Yeah. Wild. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to think of where I want to go next. All right. Well, I'll continue kind of with the Ross theme, and I'm going to go adjacent. I'm going to go the Touche release. They did the Dead Horse X.
Was that this year?
Yeah. Oh, shit, wasn't it? I think so. It was the.
Yeah, they played those shows this year. I know that.
Okay, yeah. No, because I think I'm confused because they put it on vinyl, I think last year, and it was only available like that way, but I think now it's on streaming.
Oh shit! I
Maybe.
had no idea.
It says 2019.
Wait a minute. What?
It's okay. If you listen to it a lot this year, I'll count it.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm so behind. Now I feel
yeah, it's confusing because the vinyl just came out this year, so like they kind of like announced it again.
Oh.
Was it on streaming before also or no?
Yes, it was.
Oh, holy shit!
But the vinyl is now available like
The
regular
vinyl
release.
is now available via.
I think before it was only on like a tour thing that you can get it, so it wasn't like properly released, I would say.
Okay, well, geez, wow.
It counts. It counts. You're good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna count it. 2019. Okay. Oh, fuck. That's like good end up. Well, anyway, fuck it. Fuck everybody. That's on my list. I'm checking it off. Because I think I saw them post about the vinyl, I ended up checking it out, but I really enjoyed it. That was a record when it first came out. I absolutely loved it. I was pretty early on loved Touche. But then there was like a huge period of time where I fell off. And then when I saw this, I was very intrigued by it. I think it's cool. It's a great, it's a cool idea for a band to do this because it is like, I know there's a couple different players. So they wanted to play and record the way it is like played now. That was interesting. And if you listen carefully, there are some lyrics that have been edited and changed because Morrissey's an asshole. But it's a really cool release, and I think it's also a little bit of nostalgia for me, so I really like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So they just re-recorded the whole record.
And they re-recorded the whole record.
That's cool. I haven't listened to it. I thought it was just like a remix remaster deal. I didn't read about it, so
yeah.
I should go check it.
It's really cool.
I haven't listened to the remaster. I only know the original, or no, I shouldn't even say remaster. The re-recording. Yeah,
I only know the original songs. Yeah,
I definitely go back. It's a lot of fun to listen to because, again, kind of like I was saying, I think I fell off. But when Touche released that last LP, I was re-engaged a little bit by their sound, and so when this came out, I was like, I get the best of both worlds. Like I get kind of where they are now, but also what I had really loved at that time. So it's a cool listen.
Yeah, I definitely prefer like the later Touche material. Like I remember when it came out. I mean, it came out like the perfect time when I was like listening. Like I was a perfect age, I would say, when that came out, and it didn't hit with me at the time. But then Stage 4 came out and kind of changed everything. That record's amazing.
That was the record where I fell off.
Oh yeah,
really?
I don't know.
Stage 4 is where I fell off. The Parting the Sea is was when I got into him, and like the year that came out, I would like bike to that record like every day.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stage 4 and the most recent one, I forgot the name of it.
Lament.
Me too. Lament. That one, it's really good.
So good.
It is really good, yeah.
Yeah, I loved the first EP that came out. I listened to that on the train going to school my first year teaching. That and Make Do and Men was it's all I would listen to in the snow, just pissed about everything.
Yeah.
Was that the demo? Are you talking about the demo or
the EP after?
I don't know.
One with 2008 came out on No Sleep. I remember that.
Okay, yeah, I think that's
the 7-inch.
Yes,
the demo.
I think it's like referred. They referred to it as a demo.
Okay, that shit is. I'm gonna go back to listen to it actually because I haven't listened to it in a while, but I loved it.
Don't they have a split with Make Do and Men?
What's that?
Don't they have a split with Make Do and Men? Now that you mentioned,
they do. Yeah, and Cobwebs on that is my favorite Make Do and Men song ever. I think that song is holy shit good.
I sent Make Do and Mend as a reference for the band yesterday for You Should Be With Us.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I
was like, yo, Nolan, you got to learn how to drum like this,
dude.
And then
that girl was a beast.
Yeah, and some of the guitar stuff is like more where we're going, but unrelated. But keeping on the Touche theme, the new Pianos Become the Teeth record is my next choice.
Okay. Oh, we're doing a good job going full circle there.
Yeah, I know, right? That was a lot of coercing in my mind to do that, but I think I really like that band. I don't like the early stuff where it's like more screamo. I like when he starts singing, but this new record, I like, and they're kind of like a concept band. I feel like with their like, oh, it's about my dad dying. Like, it is not pick me up music at all. But this album, I'm not sure what the theme is, but the songs are like, they get catchier and hookier than they normally get. And there's parts where the music gets like a tad more aggressive than it normally gets. Like there's distortion in some of the guitars on it. And I think he picks up his vocal, like he's normally kind of mumbling. And he really kind of picks up his voice and maybe has some like rasp to it where it normally doesn't. And it really, it's an album I listened to a bunch this year, and I haven't in a while, and I kind of want to go back to it now that I'm thinking about it.
It's cool.
Yeah,
that was kind of like a surprise release, right? Am I remembering
that
correctly?
I don't think, or like maybe they had it recorded and it was just like, yep, we're putting this out now. Like it was kind of came out of nowhere, but I think they're on like Epitaph or something, so I think they have like a budget to do stuff like that, which is crazy because they don't play shows.
Yeah, I don't think they're super active, but I think they did tour or at least do some shows around this.
They played like an East Coast run, or something like that. Yeah,
I'm noticing a theme with Joey and I that we're like opposite.
Oh, really?
Because you mentioned the pianos that you don't like the earlier stuff, but that's the stuff. Yeah, that's the pianos that I like, and I don't like the newer stuff.
Yeah,
the same with Def Jam.
The song on that the split they did with Touche is the first time he sang.
That song is really good, actually.
That song rocks. And then I don't know, something about his like, some people have a voice where it's just like puts, like when he's singing you can feel like whatever he's putting out into the world, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, you can tell he's been through some shit.
I haven't listened to the newest one, but I remember the one that came out before this. I'd assume like the sound is similar, so I need to go back and check this one out.
Yeah, check this one out. It's a little different.
Yeah, I think is it the Lack Long After? Is that the one with like someone laying in bed and there's like a window?
That's Keep You, maybe. The last one is called Wait for Love. Okay. Oh yeah, Lack Long After is the first one where he sings, and then there's one called Keep You, and then there's Wait for Love, which Wait for Love has some really catchy songs on it too.
Okay.
I like when not catchy bands write choruses, you know?
Suspecting, yeah.
Let's see. I think my next one would be a turn. We're going away from the adjacent stuff.
Yeah, go for it.
Mine is Anthony Green and the High Flying Band. Now it's like, I guess it's like a new band. It's not just a solo project, but it's called Boom Done. And yeah, so I think last year I mentioned to you like Circa was like one of those.
That was your top thing.
Yeah. So last year Circa, they're just like one of my earlier bands that I grew up with and really enjoyed. And Anthony Green as well. He's been releasing the solo albums since like 2007, 2005 maybe. But yeah, so this new version of Anthony Green's band is like way more like, it's like he's doing like what he's been wanting to, I would say, like since the beginning. Like it's kind of like fully formed with like a full band. There's like horns on this. There's like so many instruments and percussion. And I think Will Yep recorded everything, so it all sounds like really great. And yeah, so the thing that gets me about Anthony is his vocal melodies are like always like so killer. I don't know how you come up with what like the stuff that he sings. But yeah, it's so good all over the record. The themes are like pretty dark. He was, I think, coming out of like a substance issue and like maybe rehab. So it's a pretty like a darker tone record, but I think it has like a kind of like a positive light coming out of that. The the artwork I think is hand illustrated by him as well, which is cool. And what else can I say about this record? I was gonna say he had an insane year, like as far as musical output.
Really?
It was this. There's a Circa EP that came out at the beginning of the year, which is also really good. LS Dunes, which is a new
I was gonna
band
mention that.
with Thursday members and MyChem members. That
Is
album's
that
really
new?
cool. Yeah, it came
Recent?
out like in the
Okay.
fall. Yeah,
Okay.
and then this record, and then there's another record from the Sounds of Animals Fighting that he just put out as well. So much output, a lot of like creativity from him. I would say some of his best music like ever, which is kind of crazy, like being a musician for 20 years or so. So yeah, shout out to Anthony Green, still making great music.
Shout
I
out
like
Anthony
that,
Green.
I haven't listened to this record, but the LS Dune record I really like. It scratches that like Thursday, like more rockin' itch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look that up too. LS Dune.
Yeah,
with the S, Dunes. Yeah,
Dunes.
Okay.
Yeah, but now we're the opposite again. I am a big I like favorite Circa records on Letting Go, and I kind of like lost it after that.
I love All In to Go too. Yeah,
but that like that's where I stopped.
Yeah. His solo stuff that I've always enjoyed. So it's cool to see this come out this year, and it sounds so huge. And his collaborators as well as Tim Klein. Is that the last name Klein, or I don't know? I forgot their names, but the people from Good Old War, who were also in a band called Days Away, which are an amazing band from the early 2000s. There's like a lot of good musicians on this.
Definitely something I'm gonna have to check out. So thematically, I will stick with green. I'm gonna go Anxious, Little Green House. This record's so fucking cool. It's just it's catchy as fuck, and the songs are great, and the band live also, again, tying that in, is really, really good. I think I got like a sneak peek at some of these songs before the LP had actually come out. Hearing the LP cohesively is really, really good. I think it has like a great flow to it. More Than a Letter is like a great song. Call From You obviously is great. And I honestly, like, looking at the track list again, I feel like they're all really, really good songs. The band brings it live too, and has just very charismatic, and they sound awesome. But this is a release from a band who I think, seeing them in real time from the demo to now, is like really, really cool to watch and hear just the sonic changes. I love like, even, the stuff they did on Triple B, but I feel like this is like a good stepping stone for a sound that they like really blew like the roof off. Again, it's like house, but like they blew the roof off, I think, of this sound and where they wanted to go. So it's just fucking rad to see and hear.
Yeah, and those new, like, even the new singles, I feel like are even a step above Little Green House. Like, it's like they seem like an unstoppable force.
For real.
And I'm like, I'm so excited to see where they go.
Joey did the record release cover.
Yeah, I did do that. Yeah, I know. I was actually shocked they asked me to do that. I felt very honored. I was like, I thought they forgot about little old me. But yeah, I love that record. I think it's great.
I love it too, but I'll talk about it more later.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of Grady singing, my next one is the Praise record.
Oh shit! This is so good.
I don't know. I love Praise. I love everything they do. I got to talk. We played with You Should Be With Us open for them at a show in Cleveland, and got to talk to Andy a little bit more. And like, we both have a love for this Canadian band called the Doughboys that nobody knows about. Early '90s band, and the album's called Crush is the album I like, but like I feel like it's like the predecessor to like college rock is like that record specifically, and just hearing like some of that influence kind of seep in, and it's not just like it's no longer that they're just a DC sounding band, or they're no longer just a youth crewy sounding band. Like they're thinking about melody differently. And then I also got to meet Brian McTernan, who recorded the vocals on it, and he was telling me like a little bit of the stories behind all that and how they recorded it, and like it was just kind of like cool and like really wholesome to hear that experience firsthand, and like you can hear like all the charisma and like care and attention that they put into that record. Yeah.
Also a great record that is on my list. Talk about
that is a great record that is on my list. Yeah, that almost made the cut for me, and then I didn't put it.
Yeah.
And really cool record. And the artwork again too, I think is really cool on that one. I think it's very different. Yeah. I feel like that's one of the records where the artwork to me matches very much the sound.
Yeah, crushes that, yeah.
I feel like that's a cool companion there.
Definitely.
Yeah. My next one, I think I'm around the fifth one now, is Household Name by Mama.
Okay.
It was on my list. I took it off. I knew it was going to be on someone else's.
Yeah. I was going to say, this seemed to be on like multiple lists this year. But it's there for a reason. It's such a hooky record. It's so sticky, of course. Like they get stuck in your head. And it's the guitars, like they really nail like the 90s, like Breeders sound, Veruca Salt, Hole, like all of those like indie rock bands. They do that sound so well, but I prefer Mama over any of those bands, which I'm sure is like crazy for them. So and I think they're all like younger kids too, so they're doing the sound like so well. But I would say like in a catchier, like better way, and I think the guitars even have like this very like fuzzy distortion on them, but some of it reminds me of Texas is the reason, which is, I don't know if that like influence snuck in there a little bit, but maybe so. But yeah, I think that band is so cool, and I think they're touring with Def Cab next year, Joey. So,
oh, okay.
Gotta shell out that money. Yeah, I love that record a lot. I think the funny thing is like when that single came out, it came out of nowhere. And I think people like they were posting that people were accusing them of being industry plants because the song was that good.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, like they were getting like DMs like you guys are just industry plants, like this song's too good. It's like
what was the first single? Was it Rockstar?
It was the Cruise in 72, I think, or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Speeding 72, yeah. Speeding.
Yeah.
72.
Yeah. I think I remember I listened to them maybe 72. I heard their first LP a few years ago when it came out.
I hadn't heard of them until I got a targeted ad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the sound just got like so much better on this LP though. I was gonna say like the earlier stuff. But what always caught me was the artwork because it was always like done really well.
Weird. Is this another picture? Yeah.
This one is a picture, but the earlier like the single artwork particularly they're like more like
they look like Xeroxes or like
yeah.
Oh no, they're still photographic.
They are photographic, but they just look like I don't know. They just look really cool.
Yeah, they do. It's cool.
I think the reason I've heard this band is because Apple Music, Jonathan. You know when you get like your friends mix, like this pops up for you.
That's so funny.
You and maybe Keith. I feel like it's either you or Keith are the people that like pops up for me.
Yeah. Also, I was gonna mention that the Polyvinyl put this out, which was like,
Which is huge.
which is like
Right?
really cool because I love Polyvinyl, but like later Polyvinyl stuff just fell off on. But this like reignited the label, I would say, and it was a very
Cool.
successful record. So I hope they continue putting out more of this sound, or just like younger bands, because I know a lot of they kind of got like more like artsy, like indie stuff
Yeah.
on later Polyvinyl stuff.
Well, I feel like the last 2 years has been a lot of reignition of like older labels that kind of fell
Yeah,
off that are getting some new blood,
yeah.
Yeah.
which is cool. Um, shout out. Fuck. Where do I go now?
We're on a different track now.
There is definitely going to be pretty soon. There's definitely going to be a very clear theme for me. So because of that, I'll shelve these other ones, and I'm going to go with because we're talking industry plant. I'm going to go Bad Bunny. Un Verano Sin Ti is definitely my
Nice.
most listened to record all year long. I think
That's
it's a
awesome.
combination of like, yeah, it's a combination of because I also play it a lot in class.
Mm.
So that's like why I also have the most minutes. But then I found myself just really fucking listening to this all the time this summer. And it's a long ass record too, so I think that's also why. But and I honestly was like, who the fuck, like, who is this? When everybody was kind of into it, but then when I heard this record, just kind of like the Afro Caribbean beats and the music, just holy shit, it's so good. Um, so yeah, Bad Bunny was my number one most listened to artist this year.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
I like
That's
a
funny.
very long shot. Yeah.
That's funny. I know nothing about it. I live in a little bubble of alternative
I
music.
Yeah, I haven't listened to. I maybe heard like singles and stuff,
Oh,
but it sounds like the
so
music that.
good.
It
Yeah,
is
it
good.
sounds like it reminded me of like the music that plays here at like the Bulaga in San
Oh
Antonio,
yeah,
Texas. Like it's very much that, which is cool. But
sure.
that I was gonna say he played at in San Antonio recently, and I live like kind of like near the downtown area, and I remember coming back home, like the highway was just filled with cars
Dude,
on the way to the stadium to see him, and I think it was
yeah,
just like a huge like concert. So yeah, it's insane to see like him selling
huge.
out like huge stadiums.
Yeah, like insane because he played Soldiers Field here, and I was like, oh, I'm like, I'll get tickets for my birthday and just see. I was like, whoa, definitely not. He had like a pop up too in a neighborhood here called Pilsen. He had like a truck with like merch before he played. And even then, like the line was like so long to buy merch from like his pop up truck and stuff. But it's catchy as hell. If you speak Spanish, it's very raunchy and dirty. But I absolutely love it. There's something about just I think the beats. Maybe there's a cultural connection that like I've been yearning for, and I have suddenly found it in Bad Bunny.
That's
That
so sick.
rocks.
Yeah.
I think I saw. I think he had like an Architecture's Digest video, if I'm not mistaken. It
Okay.
was like his house. It was like a house tour.
Yeah.
And he has really good like design aesthetics. He had like
That's
a,
sick. Yeah.
I think he had like a Japanese house or something,
Oh, hell yeah.
or Japanese inspired house. But yeah, very
That's
very
cool.
nice. I'm sure he has great taste
Yeah.
in art and design, and also
Sure.
obviously music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another.
Joey's like, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well, no. So here's the thing: I'm teaching college kids, and they'll be talking about music and stuff, and they might be talking about Bad Bunny or whatever. I pretend I'm like old as fuck, and I'm like, you like just to try to get the kids to talk more. I'll be like, I don't know what that is. Can you tell me about it? And yeah, like they were not. I think it's way lamer than Bad Bunny. One of the girls booked Young Gravy to play the college. And the whole time I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like gravy goes on turkey.
Who is Young Gravy?
I don't know. It's shit that
Oh,
kids are
okay, all
into.
right.
Yeah, I don't
Shit.
know. But I like doubly like. So if Bad Bunny were to come up in class, like I wouldn't be the
Yeah.
one playing it. I would play stupid and be like, I don't know what that is. Like,
Yeah.
but I'll probably listen to it now. Now that you've recommended it. Did you have what was the band you had last year that was like that? You had like a really big pop record on there.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I'll go back and re-listen.
Yeah,
But
my
what?
memory is awful. My memory is
No,
so bad. I
mine
legit
is too. My next one is also a polyvinyl release.
Ooh.
Always.
Oh
The new
yeah.
Always record. I love that band, and the single on it, which I think might be the first song on it. I just like the lyric about crawling in monochromatic hallways, which I feel like is what the college I look like. Like the hallways are like just like this like gross fluorescent light and all white.
Oh
And it
yeah.
feels very strange, but somehow like that song, like I mean, the song's about dropping out of college, but it just is. I don't know. There's something about it that's very like I don't know. I can very relatable right now, and I feel like that band has such a aesthetic locked in, and like continually just like making it more engaging and like different every time. Like I feel like the first record people were like, oh, it's just Best Coast, and then they kind of like proved that they were more than just Best Coast. And like I tried to learn one of their songs on guitar yesterday, and my fingers can't bend in half the way the chords are. Like, so they know what they're doing. They're legit.
Sick.
Yeah.
I need to listen to the new one. I haven't checked it out yet.
Oh, it
But
rocks.
I also really like the band, and I
Yeah.
remember when I first heard them in college too, in art school.
Yeah.
I heard "Art You Marry Me," and I was like, "What is this?" And it was like so catchy, and I
Yeah.
probably listened to that so many times when I was like working on a project or something.
Definitely. It's good. It's good. It's like inarguably like just like good. Like I don't think it could upset
Yeah.
anybody.
That's cool. You're gonna like it, Jonathan, because it's got a
It's got a photo.
That's
It's,
a
yeah.
cover.
Well, they're all like, even the first record, that's like, I found the photo that is. It's unedited.
Okay.
It's just from a National Geographic.
wow.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It looks like a older photograph for sure.
Yeah, this one, there's like a story behind it, but I don't.
Yeah, it looks more contemporary.
I feel like it's like an old family photo or something, but still a really wacky photo.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, we're down to like our last few.
Woo.
Oh
So I
no!
think I can start going in now.
Let's do it.
My next one's high vis blending.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we all love this record here. Joey's wearing
Yeah,
the
it
shirt.
rocks.
Yeah, where do we start?
No,
I hated it at first.
Are we all going in on it?
No, I take it off my list.
Okay, Nick, it's on your list, right? You can talk about it more later if you want.
No, I won't. I'll just join you. You go first, and then I'll just jump on.
Okay, so I heard about them first, I think, when the singles were coming out for this. I checked out the first LP and I didn't love it. But the singles really got me on this one. Seems like a similar theme with me. But I saw them at Outbreak Fest, and because I knew the singles, I was excited to see them, and I saw them play, and they play to like a hardcore crowd, and they perform like a hardcore band, which is like really like odd to see with the contrast of the music. Obviously, like there's like shouty vocals, but it's very like melodic and very like it's like softer music. And the shirt that you're wearing, Joey, I wish I got at the the fest because it's so good, and it literally sold out like so quickly. The Tears of Our Gore-Tex design,
so good.
But yeah, I saw a bunch of kids walking around with it after. I was like, man, that looks like a cool shirt. I wish I got it. But yeah, I think at the time when I saw them, it probably didn't do it justice to how I would have seen them now because the record wasn't fully out yet. So they were performing, I'm sure, like newer songs that I didn't know of, or like older stuff that I wasn't intrigued in. But from the songs that I did know at the time, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, the record is so good. Very good lyrics. Very catchy. The artwork is sick. It's I believe the vocalist is like a like a what is it? I was gonna say concrete mixer, but that's not right. It's like
he does something. I remember.
It's like a stone, like I don't know, like colored stone.
Yeah,
As like a general way to phrase it, I guess. But that's
he
what
makes
the
like
cover
tables and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like designs like tables of like from like marble. Let's say.
He's also a teacher, which I didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what the artwork is. It's one of his designs, I believe. And the vinyl itself is like embossed. So it has like it's raised a little bit. So yeah, it feels nice. But yeah, great band. I'll let Nick talk about it more.
What is even more cool is because Jonathan, we were texting. I didn't realize it was embossed until you told me. Then not only did I realize that the front is embossed, but the back is.
Oh, I didn't even know if I noticed that. What is
Yeah,
it? The
I
track
noticed
listing?
No, they are like
Oh, okay, yeah,
portrait
I
of
remember
them
that.
is embossed,
Yes.
and I was like, that is so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Not only is the front, it's like the back, like the picture of us pops.
Yeah.
I think it's so
Very
sick.
cool.
Yeah. Ended up that's gonna be a band where I am going to need to track down all of the variants of the record.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that's like my goal for this year, which hasn't happened to me in a very long time. But 'cause, dude, they already have like I think it's like 4 or 5 variants of blending already out.
And they're already sold out.
Yeah.
I was trying to buy a copy yesterday, and you can't find one easy.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and brag and say I got the rarest one.
Ooh.
I think I bought it on Discogs after you told me you got it.
Yeah.
The orange and black one?
Yeah. The label like had like extras, and right when I saw it I was like, oh man, I gotta get it. Like it was after the pre-orders, like when they were shipping them already.
Oh, awesome. It's great. Yeah, I think that's gonna be something I'm gonna be on the hunt for. And they're already on the 4th pressing of the 2019 LP too.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, this record is easily my number one, right behind Bad Bunny, like literally in terms of minutes. This is what I've listened to the most. Which is like insane to think about, considering again, like it's not an NMZ band, and I've listened to those all the fucking time too. And the record again, like only came out I think beginning of fall, like not that long ago.
Yeah.
But it was similar to you, Jonathan. Like I had listened to the 2019 LP, but I didn't love it. Like it didn't really stick with me. Then I heard the singles for this, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And the album as a whole, I think, is just so good. It's very catchy, like you said. The lyrics are fucking phenomenal, and I think I'm attributing some of this to his accent, but just the delivery too of the vocals is like so fucking sick. It makes you feel hard, even though it's not hard music. It also makes you feel soft. Like again, like the line, like "Tears on my Gore-Tex." It's like you feel hard, but then you also feel so soft at the same time.
Yeah, and it makes me want to be like a union worker, like
dude, for sure.
Like something about it makes me want to like get a job as like a concrete pourer and like join a union.
Dude, it's so good. I'm trying to remember the line about the stone and the glass houses. I can't remember, but all of it is just so good.
Lyrically, it's like genius. Like I feel like it tackles a lot of like political issues, but through an interpersonal like lens that I think is like a very tough like space to navigate, you know, and write about like effectively, and he does it.
Yeah. And I feel like there was a sonic transition from the last LP here where this is maybe a little more post-punky, but like again,
Mhm.
it's still, the drums carry it where it still
Yeah, they
has
have
the
such a groove.
urgency. Yeah, and like such a groove. Dude, honestly, when this band comes to the US, like it's over. I would.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. I cannot
You're
wait.
gonna become a deadhead for them. You're gonna like just start traveling from city to
Straight
city.
up. It's funny because like I like obviously I like music, like duh, but like I
I like
like
music.
music a lot, but this record, I don't know what it is, but it has just really gripped me in a way I don't think I've felt about a band in like a long time that isn't, again, an NMZ band.
Yeah, that rules.
Yeah.
So again, like
Yeah.
somewhere, yeah, it's just a really cool feeling to just fall in love with the band.
Yeah, I'm very excited for when they tour the US, like you said. I think those shows are going to be really cool because I'm sure they're going to have like great lineups,
Oh
like
yeah.
whoever they play with. They just played a Control Records show. It was like kind of
Okay.
like a showcase with another label. But yeah, they
Set
played
looked
with,
insane.
yeah, it was a proper
Fucking
like
wild.
hardcore show.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to find the flyer because it was a pretty crazy lineup. It was High Vis with Spark and Mind War, Chain Reaction, Weight, Force, and Echo Chamber. So bands that I mentioned already, but yeah.
That's an insane bill in and of itself. Like
Yeah.
all of those bands are, and when I think about hardcore across the pond, like those are some of the bands I think of.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, it's
Yeah.
like super windy here. We're getting the
Uh-oh. You're feeling getting the effect?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They said the wind
Something
here
fell.
is going to be 60 miles an hour tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what's going to be
God.
here. It's crazy. They already
Yeah.
canceled like all sorts of flights.
Oh yeah, but sorry for the hard transition. Are we good with high vis?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I think
Definitely
this
the
might
number
be
one.
another one on Nick's list. Chat
Oh.
pile.
Oh, it's not. That was one I forgot to put on my honorable mentions.
Oh really? I thought, man, I didn't like that band prior to this record. But it is like evil music.
So evil.
It is, but in it like I don't like Swans really, but something like, but this has like a Swans element to it. But there's parts of it that are like almost catchy, and then there's parts of it that are just like, I don't know. It feels just like the internal like mechanism in my brain, like the gears shifting and like rusting and breaking all the time. I think I think like they, again, like talking about like political lyrics, like do a good job of being satirical and like on the nose with shit, but like do it in a clever way where it doesn't feel like preachy or overbearing. And like the music is like insane. Like I barely know how to write a song, but I wouldn't even know how to like come to that conclusion of like writing a song. Like it's so creative and weird.
Yeah.
And then they did that like movie or whatever, and then
saw that,
and there's like they wrote a straight up just country banger, and it rules. That's like unrelated to the record, and I was like, damn, you guys are like really talented. But they're a band I want to see live and like experience that chaos. Yeah, like it's like chaotic in such a weird way.
Yeah.
I'm so like unfamiliar with this, and I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Oh, Chat Pile.
Chat Pile. It blew up. That record got them like huge. I even saw somebody post like Julian Baker mentioned Chat Pile, and now I love Chat Pile. Like it's nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know the album art. I haven't listened to it.
It's a photograph. You gotta love it.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very abrasive. It's definitely not like, again, like an easy like let me enjoy my like afternoon drive. It's like it's fucked up. It's not like chaotic like Converge, but it is like Joey saying, like it makes just like parts that you're like, how does this all fit together to make a song? And it does.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a split with Portrayal Guilt. That was
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The singer sounds very mentally unwell.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, straight up. And my dream is to get them to do a split with Downward.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, because Downward knows them and has played shows with them, so I feel like I would love for that to be a thing.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah,
Cool.
but that's all. What?
I was gonna say, but your record is going to carry on to the theme that the rest of my records are all tied to. So
interesting.
Yeah,
that's a good cliffhanger.
My next one is Fleshwater. We're Not Here to Be Loved. This band I've liked since the demo when it came out. Members of Vain and Misery, who fronts the band,
really good.
doing pretty much like a Deftones sound, which I feel like kind of makes sense from Vain, like members of Vain doing this, and it's done so well. It's I don't know like the vocalist names, but her vocals on this are like so good.
Beautiful.
And really, yeah, they carry like the songs. I think even though like the riffs, of course, are like great all over this. I think she definitely like makes the songs more unique and the band more interesting. Just the way that the melodies blend with all of this instrumentation that's back. Yeah, there's a Bjork cover on here, which is cool. And they also like swap vocals on like different tracks. So sometimes it's one of the guys from Vane singing. I think it's probably the singer of Vane singing. Yeah, the artwork is so cool. I love it. It's so weird. It's like a rubber ducky, but like very like high contrast.
High contrast,
yeah. And I love the letters. They're like very fun, like kindergarten decoration, like type.
Yeah. Also like creepy. Yeah.
And then the like you mentioned, Close Casket earlier. Like the way this record is packaged is so good.
Yeah, like the poster and
it's a poster
huge two-sided poster, right?
Of like it's like one side is the duck. You see like the duck's legs, which is really funny because you only see the front of them on the art. But the letters are embossed on the front and back, which is cool. The poster has like a different photo of like other toys that of like a dice and like jacks and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the Razor's Apple and Kiss the Ladder are like obviously like the standout singles, I would say, because they came out as singles. But like I would say everything like really flows together like a record, which I think is very hard to do. The songs kind of like flow into each other. So they very nicely crafted.
Interesting. I like the record, but my take was that I thought some of these tracks were almost like Vain throwaway tracks.
I'm sure they like were written simultaneously, or like were B-sides of Vain, like riffs at least. But I think they got recycled. If they were recycled, I'm not saying that they for sure are, but
really,
if they did, then I think they were utilized well because
for sure
it all comes together very well.
I think that song I like most is that Backstairs Breathing one, because the reason I said it too is there were some that I thought were much faster than I was expecting the Fleshwater tracks to be. But it wasn't a bad thing too, because then it made it, again, going back to that earlier conversation, it made it stand out amongst kind of like the grunge gaze, slowcore. Like it helped to differentiate it a lot. So I ended up really liking that.
And the music video is so cool too. It's like I forgot what song it was, or maybe Razor's Apple.
The second single or the first one?
I think it was the
first one.
They're
in the room? Okay, yeah. Playing in like
both
that
of
room.
them are really cool. There's one in a room, and I think there's one like a circus, like a merry-go-round. But they're like filmed. It looks like it's a camcorder or like on film even. But yeah, they're like really cool.
Yeah. It's really cool. I I just saw that they're coming with Candy and Division of Mind to Chicago in February, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
That's
that's a great
cool.
lineup.
We need
it is a really good
new
lineup.
Division of Mind.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if it's happening, but we need more. That band fucking rips.
That's a really cool tour, though. I'm glad that's happening, and I hope.
Yeah.
Or I think Fleshwater is doing more because I think they're playing Outbreak already, like confirmed for next
okay,
year.
yeah, I think so too.
So I'm sure they're gonna do something more. I haven't seen them yet,
Yeah.
so I really want to see
Either,
them.
yeah, that's a band I think would be cool to see live. All right, well, fuck yeah, you're gonna notice a theme for the next several of my releases, but they're all honestly very interchangeable. But I'm just gonna go with the band. The record is "No Reason" by Denial of Life. It's a Pacific Northwest band, kind of like a hardcore crossover thrash kind of band. Pretty new. I know Northern Scene they are putting their record out on vinyl because it was out digitally for a while. I think in August. They're also playing Jag Fest in Tacoma in February, and I think this band will be really fucking big. It's cool, kind of like a cross between Black Breath but more hardcore kind of stuff. And this in conjunction with another record on my list sparked like me being re-impassioned with metal music. So that's where the theme of the rest of my top 10
interesting.
go is metal. Yeah. So I don't know what it was, but like I heard this and just really scratched an itch for me. And so I went down a rabbit hole of like rediscovering a bunch of metal. And that's like honestly all I've been listening to.
That's sick.
Interesting.
I haven't listened to that yet, but I like love the Quality Control records in the UK, and they have a bunch of like metal bands on their label that I'm like, this is, yeah, I feel like that'd be worth, based on the way you're describing that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a band called The Game that I think you might like. But that's cool. I gotta check that out. And I like they were related on Spotify to Apex Predator, and I love that.
Exactly.
Band.
Yeah. They're close friends with all them and stuff. So it's a fucking killer sound. Again, like I definitely see this band getting really big if people start checking it out. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this either, but I need to check it out.
It gives you like the fucking
artwork. I love the chrome artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's nice. Very fitting too for the sound. So
cool.
It's all downhill from here for me now.
It's all just metal. It's just
it's all just metal.
This is probably the last hard thing I have is the Sour record on DGR. I went to their first show and was like, oh, this is just going to be a fashion show. Like everybody in that band is hot and everybody in that band dresses well. And I wasn't let down, but it's my friend Jeff and then Nate, who records all the bands, and then Nate, who's in Rejoice. Well, both of them are in Rejoice and Holy Kiss and a couple other people in other bands. But it's just like a really fun record, but like also like lyrically, like I think Jeff is a lyrical genius. I think they're all about self-expression and like being true to yourself and what you owe yourself in this life. And I think I don't know, he's got a good message, and like I'm glad he has a platform to put that info out in the world. And like the art direction, like that album cover is a weird 3D model. It looks like it's from like a DreamWorks movie. And then Jeff actually made a weird like hand quilted amp cover that they have on one of the amps when they play live. So they got like a whole like weird like aesthetic, and it's really cool. And it's I'm excited. I think they recorded some new stuff. I think they're doing a split. So keep your eyes out for that. And keep your eyes out on Nate Snitchler. Just any band he's in, it's immediately good.
Dude, yeah, I know we won't go into this, but for demos or promos, that Rejoice promo was like one of my number one.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
The band is just fucking
Just
gnarly.
wait.
I love it.
Just wait.
Dude, I can't wait. I fucking text Vlad all the time. I'm like, dude, when's the Rejoice LP coming out? When's the Rejoice LP coming out?
Yeah, it's good. It'll be worth. I promise, it's worth the wait.
I think kids. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was trying to find it on Apple Music, but I keep getting the Olivia Rodrigo album.
Oh, dude, no lie. That was my third most played record on Apple Music. That's because of just familial reasons. It wasn't just me always listening to Olivia, but yeah, the promo is great. I think people that miss like Hope Conspiracy and Cursed and stuff like that, like I think they will really end up loving Rejoice. Dude, and fuck that the EP, the Damnation No Longer Hurts EP2 is so good, and that artwork was so sick.
They're all like they're not like trained artists, but they do all the artwork and stuff too, like in house, and it's all like super chaotic and weird, and it's exciting.
Shout out all that stuff, all of the I shouldn't say stuff, but all of the artwork on DGR has been really good recently.
I feel like everybody in that camp is like turned up, or like I think they're like aware of what they're looking at, and really just like especially Ilya, who's the brother of Vlade. They're like I think he's got a vision and knows how to see its end in a good way.
Yeah, all their flyers are fucking sick as hell.
Yeah, and that goes out to Schwa too. Like he does the more Cleveland-based stuff, but yeah, it's Ohio on top.
But honestly, biggest shout out to Vlad. Holy shit, what a good year for DGR.
Yeah, all of the I saw the shows that they booked for the year because they did like a graphic.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah,
all of the posters are so good too.
So good.
I'd love to see it. Shout out to DGR, man. They're killing it.
Holy shit. I want to see Rabbit so soon. I'm so sad. I know I'm going on a complete tangent, but I missed Ed Love last week or maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, with Rabbit. I know. I was bummed I couldn't drive out for that. Both bands looked insane. I think there's a laundromat that does shows, and I think the one wall in the laundromat is like now just down to the bricks. Like all the drywall's gone. Yeah.
Go buy that and Love 7-inch. Go buy the Slug record. Go buy the fucking Rabbit 12-inch.
Any of it. There's a few You Should Be With Us tapes left.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Vlad's got a bunch of stuff too for 2023. So.
Yeah.
All right, down to the top two.
Shit, top two.
Oh God, I got to make decisions.
Oh, top three. Wait. Oh no. I have too many. Go ahead.
All right. So next, I got what Joey mentioned earlier is Praise, All in a Dream. Just so start with the artwork first. To speak more to that, I think it definitely captures the music. It's very colorful. It's very dreamlike. Obviously, you have the silhouettes, or it's a silhouette, I should say, and then all those colors and like the lettering. Also, I don't think it's on the. Is it on the front cover?
I don't think so. I think it's
I think it's just a photo on the front cover. Yeah.
So yeah, the lettering I think Chris Wilson did, but that also just like works super well.
Mm-hmm.
I love the All in the Dream type. I got it on. I
think Kyle did something too for the artwork. I think Kyle did the logo.
Oh, he did the shirts, I think.
Okay.
I'm surprised Andy didn't do it all.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole team that they work with.
Yeah, there's a lot.
All work super well together. I think not Jeremy Sith, but one of the Sith brothers took the photo on the artwork.
Jared probably.
So artwork is great. Going on to the music, super good. Obviously, Praise has been doing like the Rev Summer sound kind of since the beginning, even though they're a little bit more harder in the beginning. I would say now it's very, very melodic. but still done like super well. They're one of the few bands that can actually pull this off. I think if there's like, I don't know. I feel like if a band tries to do this now, it's definitely going to be a little bit harder to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because they they lyrically like so good. Lyrically, it's just like really really good. And then obviously the vocal melodies. I think Andy's vocals on this are great. And the Husker Du cover at the end uh, fits so well on the record. And the most catchy hook to me is the "All in a Dream," which is the title of the record, which is so smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's always stuck in my head.
Line to memory. That was mine. Yeah, they're all really actually catchy.
Yeah. Seeing this on Rev, I'm sure it was like huge for all of them too. But yeah, it was very cool to see Rev put this out and have the Rev star and the merch and stuff. So yeah, great band. I still haven't gotten a chance to see them. I think they played Texas maybe years and years ago, but haven't seen them recently. Yeah,
don't know if you will. Yeah, anytime soon either, probably. But
yeah, it was such a blessing. Like I think it was an act. Like it was so strange how they got to Cleveland, but I was so thankful. Like that.
That was the Milspec.
Yeah, it was them and Milspec, and it was it was a weird show, but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, that's
cool.
That happened here was a disaster too. I wasn't able to go, but that was rough.
Yeah,
I would love to see both of those bands in Texas. Hopefully that happens.
Yeah, they might be planning stuff. I don't know where, who, or with, but I think they want to play a couple shows still. So
yeah, cool. It was also cool seeing Brian McTernan record this. Like you were saying, I'm sure there's a lot of stories, but he's produced so many great records. So it's cool to see praise there.
I'm a McTernan fan. Well, since Texas came up, that'll take us straight away, and I'm gonna cheat because I had 11 on my list. I'm gonna cheat because these are both from Texas.
Interesting.
The Fugitive EP Maniac.
Oh yeah.
It's quite literally something that if I listen to, I'd turn into a fucking maniac. That EP, dude. When I listen to that shit in traffic, I just like fucking like look at people and just I really really am digging that EP. And again, good. Like thematically, I've been really into metal, but that Tribal Gaze record too, the 9 Choirs is fucking sick, heavy, and very death metal-y. I know they're both from Texas because Texas just does something very unique when it comes to metal and stuff. So that's my cheat is I'm combining both of those. Both very different, but also similar because it's very metal. But I again like have been. I don't know what it is, but maybe like I mentioned, it strayed away from like the shoegaze post-hardcore stuff. But I've been going hard on metal. Like I've been listening to tons of thrash and Metallica and just stuff like that.
Weird.
But these are. I know it's really weird. I think it just like went back to high school. But
that's good though.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. But both those records are great. And then the Tribal Gaze record, maybe check out the new Behemoth record. So I've been just like, go.
The Tribal Gaze record, I liked it on a first listen. I'm like trying to get into more death metal stuff. And like I liked it. The vocals took me by surprise, but what made me check it was the album artwork is so weird.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like in a good way. I really like it. Yeah. And it's like,
it's got hardcore sensibilities, obviously, but it's death metal. And I think there's a couple other bands that are probably in that same lane. But this one, for some reason, I really enjoyed.
Yeah. If I had to put one on my list, mine was the Vomit 4th LP.
Okay, sick. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's been my like death metal fix. I'll be on the way to school. Like,
when did that come out? Recently,
I think it came out this year. I think it came out in the summer.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
But I do.
Demo.
What?
Or I was gonna say the Fugitive demo was like super good. going back to Nick was saying, like, it's so cool to see members of Power Trip doing this now, and I think kind of continuing on a similar sound, but it's still different. And I think it's Creeping Death people as well.
Yeah. And another band that's sick as hell
Texas
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I think. Go ahead.
They just opened for Turnstile too in San Antonio.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Fucking so badass.
Yeah.
And I think I saw $20 Spin. I think is gonna do it on vinyl and stuff. So
that's sick.
Oh, cool.
Definitely gonna pick that up. And if Maggot Stomp does the Tribal Gaze record, I would probably pick that up too.
Hell yeah. So we're down to the last two, right?
Yeah. This is your second to last.
Okay. Do we want French or do we want Canadian?
Can we guess what they are?
Yeah.
After that, okay. The French,
I
you're
have
going
no
Birds
idea
in Row.
French.
Yes.
Oh.
I guess you're Canadian.
Yeah, guess the Canadian one.
Fight House.
No. I wish.
This, Paul. I'm just
I tried to stick away from your stuff. No, I love
I can't think of any other Canadian bands. Well, maybe I can. Pony.
Okay. You want to? I'll go.
Yeah,
well, my other one's Canadian also, but I'm gonna go double Canadian, and I'm gonna scrap Birds in a Row. That record rules.
It is really good.
It's catchy and fantastic, but I'm gonna, just because I think it's a really oddball one for this call. The artist name is Juliana Riolino. Is country music.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah. It's a solo project. She plays in a band called Daniel Romano and the Outfit. But she wrote a solo record. There's a song called You, where the chorus is just her saying you over again. And it's like one of the catchiest things I've ever heard. Really strange music, like not a thing I would go to, but yeah, Canadian like folk country music.
Interesting.
But really hooky, really kind of, I think they're hardcore adjacent, which is bizarre to me, but there's a bunch of weird Canadian country singers who live like right over the border from Buffalo. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I never heard of them. I need to check them out.
Yeah. I saw Keith, I forgot his last name, Keith Awake. Keith, I don't know. He does the Death Wish orders, but I saw him posting about it, and I was like, oh, I'm not alone here. Like, so.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody else in hardcore was checking it out, so I didn't feel so.
All right, talking about Keith, Keith Edge?
Keith Edge.
Yes.
You mean Keith Edge, Joey.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. There's so many Keiths.
Are there really?
Yeah, Keith Edge. I love that guy. But
yeah. Shout out to Keith Edge.
Shout out to
Keith.
This is a Keith Edge appreciation group.
Yes, always. I don't have much to say about it, but it is like probably one of my top listened to albums of this year. Still need to get a copy of it, and I wanted to just put something spicy out there.
What was the other?
The other one I'm gonna save is my final one.
Save it. What was the other band we said had a country song?
Birds and what? That had the Berries.
Okay, I was trying to remember. Okay.
Yeah, Berries got some country influence. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because you mentioned the Birds in Row record, I keep seeing the artwork everywhere, and I can't get myself to listen to it because it looks like Steve-O. That's painted.
Oh no!
I'm like, what is this? Every time I see it,
get past it. Get.
That's fucking amazing.
Like,
oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, they just got it got catchy. Like, and there's like keyboards on it, and like I feel like it was an ambitious thing. Like, it's not a straightforward screamo record as much as their other stuff is. So it's worth getting past Steve-O. I know, dude.
Shout out to Steve-O.
Shout out to Steve-O. It is a much more like, I think easier listen than their past records.
Yeah,
which is not a bad thing, but I think it's just, again, like you said, maybe the songwriting structures and stuff it's really good.
Yeah. They should hire one of us to do the reissue.
Yeah.
We're down to the last one.
Probably.
No, they're during the
Oh, no, they
distribution, I
didn't.
think.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I heard it and I liked it. Is all I know.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need. All right, what you got, Jonathan?
This
Last
is
one.
the last one. And it is Anxious Little Green House.
Ooh.
Yeah. So similar to what Nick was saying, like it's been so cool to watch this band grow since the demo. I just met Grady finally for the first time at Act Like You Know Fest. And we're just both like, wow, it's so cool to finally meet you because we've been like internet
Yeah.
like friends for a little bit. And it's just been like it's funny. I told the story to them as well, but I found out about Anxious from a zine in like I don't know 2018 maybe. They were
Yeah.
in Analog Companion, which I had never
Oh
heard
yeah,
of.
hell yeah! Shout out Andre.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it before that, but I was in Philly at like a record store and they had them like for free just there, and
Yeah.
I just picked it up and was looking at it, and then I saw Anxious. I was like a logo, but underneath it was like emo from Connecticut or something, and I was like, oh, I'll just take this then, and I checked it out, and at the time, Anxious sound they're like very young, but the demo was really cool and I just continued following them. And to see Little Green House, like to see that come out, I remember I was like excited to listen to it when it came out, and they they very much like came into their own. I would say with this record, they all the songs are just like again very catchy, good melodies. There's like the Beach Boys influence that comes in. And
Yeah.
like little like acoustic like ballads and stuff, which is cool. And you can kind of hear that continuing into their newer singles, which I'm excited to hear more from. And yeah, there's just like a lot of like '90s like emo influences. I would say the Texas the Reason one's the most obvious. I think. I remember when I heard the riff, I was like, "Oh, this is sick." I forget what song it is, but the one with the guitar lead. Um, yeah, that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
the band is sick. They put on a great show.
Yeah.
They seem to be super tight now after touring so much. So yeah, I'm excited to see them again. They're coming with Weather Wing, which is going to be such a good show.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
It's a good tour.
Yeah.
Sick.
That's my
Yeah.
last one. Unless I had anything else to say about Little Greenhouse. I feel like we kind of talked about it earlier.
Oh yeah, it's great. Everybody go listen to it. High record. Cool. Well, again, this is my last one. Not necessarily my number one, because again, High Vis, just to reiterate, is my number one. But this this one jumped up on my radar not that long ago, actually, because Mark from Spite House mentioned it on one of his top whatever of 2022 lists, but it's the Spirit World LP Death Western. This band, I kind of wrote off this band, I think, for a while because they are, I think it's fair to say, very gimmicky. They go for like a Western theme kind of metal. So I like had listened to
see it now. The artwork.
Yeah, I had listened to like Pagan Rhythms, I think, and it was kind of like, all right, that's okay. And I saw the artwork for Death Western, and I was like, not for me. It's too gimmicky. Like they lean in too much.
I kind of like it. I just checked it out.
Dude, holy yo. When you look at one of the things in isolation, whether it's like the way they dress live, or you look at the album art, or you look at the names, you're like, nah, fuck that shit. When you think about all of it together, it fucking rules.
Yeah.
The LP is so sick. It definitely has like the I don't know, like the fucking country ass like stuff for guitar parts, but there is so much riffage here that and the reason I listened to it is because Mark said it sounds like earlier Slayer riffs. And so again, I was very much in the metal mentality, so I checked it out. I have been listening to it nonstop, just a ton. There's a lot of really sick riffs. There's a song with Dwit on here. Some really cool songs. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, this totally was not on my radar until I
all,
kept seeing the artwork on Apple Music too. It was because of Nick, and I was like, "What is this cowboy looking album art?" It's so random
funny.
compared to all the other album artworks that show.
yeah, for sure. Oh, but so honestly, if you're missing like some of the early Slayer type of riffs, like this is worth checking out. Hardcore Jason, I know this singer I think used to sing in Folsom. I think I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, actually, and I'll repost it after this, but they posted a video yesterday with Stigma giving them a shout out. So shout out.
That's kind of sick. Any Stigma?
Yeah. The only Stigma that matters. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I'll tag you guys when I share it.
That's so funny. My last pick is going back to Canada, but we're going the new Alexis on Fire record.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't listened to this one.
Yeah.
It rocks. I last year was a tragic year as a Buffalonian with the leaving of Every Time I Die. So I needed to have some other scene metalcore band take their place as a favorite band. So Alexis on Fire, I think, is my replacement for ETID in the meantime.
Okay.
But then, they put out their first record. It's in like 15 years, I think it was.
Crazy.
Yeah, their last record was 2009, and then they put out this new one this year. And they haven't been playing music or anything, but I think there was a pandemic project. The couple of the members that don't normally write the songs wrote songs. Like the bass player wrote a couple songs and stuff, and they have 3 vocalists. They have the Dallas Green City and Color guy who's like phenomenal, and they have another guy who's got like a little bit more gruff voice, and then they have a guy who screams, and somehow they hit melodies all together really well, and really you can tell a lot of care and thought went into putting this record together, and it's so well made and thoughtful, and the thing that they don't normally do, and they leaned into it. There's like a sludgy, almost like stoner rock influence on some of the tracks. So and when you get that guy singing really pretty, choruses over a really sludgy thing, and the juxtaposition's really nice, and I think the song Sans Soleil is really, and they're back to back. It's Sweet Dreams of Otherness and then Sans Soleil. Those 2 songs together is perfect. Yeah. So that's that actually might be my top record for the year.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And you want to know what? Drummer fucked up mastered it.
Well then easy number 1.
Had to sneak it in there.
That's sick. Yeah, I had been meaning to check it out, but I haven't. I used to love Alexis is on Fire.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, I haven't listened to them in a while.
Yeah,
so I'm interested to see how that sounds.
2005.
Yeah. Honestly, it's worth it. I think you can skip. I like a couple tracks on the record, Old Crows, Young Cardinals, but you can skip that and just go to this one.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Quicksand thing where it's they wrote Interiors, and you can kind of move that out of the way, and then you can listen to the new record, and it's oh, this is what it was supposed to be.
I think Nick and I are both Interiors.
Yeah,
I love Interiors, but I think most people can skip Interiors. Yeah. I think you listen to the new record first, and then go to Interiors after it, and you're oh,
I think that makes sense for other listeners except us. We're both Interior lovers.
I'm
an
Interior fan.
Minority. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I still be friends.
Yeah, no, I loved that record when it came out. I I really like the Triptych Continuum. There's the EP
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
B-side.
B-side or whatever it came out.
Record
Yeah.
Store Day 1.
Yeah.
Was that on our list last year? Wait.
Yeah.
Probably.
Distant Populations was, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay, that's what I thought. That's a cool record. I still think I like Interiors better.
The song
I don't know why.
I'm learning more and more about the lyrics unintentionally to Distant Populations like every day. So the Rodin, obviously sculptor, whatever. But the song Lightning Fields, I'm convinced there's an art installation somewhere that is literally a field of metal rods, and you can rent a cabin and like hope you can see this event, like see this artwork during a lightning storm, and it's called Lightning Fields. And I'm like, the more I like listen to Quicksand lyrics, he makes really weird art history references.
Interesting.
All the time.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I'm just always just like, and then I'll be in class and somebody will say something and be like, "Wait, what?" Like, I've known about this for years, and I didn't know. I knew.
Crazy.
Yeah. But
I've got to give like one more shout out to X-Side for writing one of the like amazing record of the year. Yeah, that song, I sent it to Nick when I was listening to it again, but I'm always kind of finding new songs that are like one of the best on that record. And right now it's still Marion, which is like one of the probably the most unique song off the record that's like totally different from everything else. But yeah, it's just like a slow, like very, very good song. And Tyler's vocals on this are so sick. So I'm very excited to see them do more. I know they're doing that tour in January with Broken Vow, so I hope that goes well for them and that they do more. But seeing them at the showcase was so sick. And seeing the reaction was awesome.
I could barely stand up afterwards. I was having too much fun. But yeah, the record, I mean, I could talk about it forever. But, Repress.
I haven't
Repress
listened
coming
yet.
soon.
Nice.
I'm gonna beat you up. Go listen.
I know. Well, I heard what I was living with Ben when he was doing the animations for it.
Oh yeah.
So I heard a couple of it, like the songs when he was like, on his laptop, and I was like, oh, this is sick. I need to listen to it when it comes out. And then I don't know. This is so unrelated, but do you guys ever have when a homie puts something out? There's like I want to check it out, but I don't for some reason.
I think so. I think that happens to me sometimes. I think that happens with
Yeah. And I just get worried because you're my boss,
Exactly. Yeah. So I think maybe that happens because you're like, well, I know I'm gonna listen to it eventually.
Yes, yeah. It's like I know I'm gonna listen to it eventually, and I know what I'm in for too.
Yeah.
Like kind of with the
we didn't even talk about the Terror record. I just realized.
Oh, people like that one. Yeah. We love Scott Vogel.
I'll maybe think of that. Yeah.
No, I gotta listen to it though. I did like the single that they put on Axe to Grind, and I was like, oh man, Snapcase meets Failure. Yeah. This rules.
And that song honestly is. Well, you're my employee, so I can't say that, but it's one of my favorite songs. Favorite songs, like period, maybe ever.
No, that's sick. That's good, right? Yeah, I mean, that's like the whole point of doing a label. I feel
exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If you don't love it, you're fucking yourself over.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That and the Downward record, like you mentioned, Joey. Yeah, they weren't a lot on the list, but those would have been on the list for sure.
For sure.
And I had the Prize Horse stuff on my list too initially. And it was between that or Downward, and I axed Prize Horse, but yeah.
And all the SDR stuff, obviously. But
I was gonna say. Yeah.
I know.
Eagle Biter. You say?
We did Squint, and I need more. Oh my gosh, what's the band? Oh my god, that I did the artwork for with the face.
Mad Honey?
Mad Honey. I
Oh,
need more
dude.
Mad Honey music.
It's coming.
Can I tell you, Mad Honey is the best
be
band
huge.
I've ever seen live.
They're amazing.
So good, dude. That
Yeah.
that band is gonna be fucking huge.
Yeah, like
no
it was a
joke.
shitty basement show that they played. Like I mean, like just because it's a basement show, and
Yeah.
it sounded like we were in like a chapel. Like it was just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Transcended space. Yeah.
They kill it.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
New music soon.
Good.
Yeah, good. Oh yeah, dude. SDR. We didn't talk about money. Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't talk about money. We didn't talk
so many
about
things.
leaving
Good.
time.
Yeah. Leaving time
Shout
to
out.
band.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, those are all the records then. I think it was a great year for music, and I'm sure next year will be great as well. But it was nice chatting with you both and hearing all of y'all's music that I haven't listened to, and vice
Yeah.
versa. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go listen to Bad Bunny before bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be dancing.
Yeah, Bad Bunny and Tribal Gaze are gonna be my like.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to like folk alt country. Oh, but the Color Me Kindness or whatever, the basement record, I'm gonna listen to that a ton more too because I really like that.
Yeah.
It's really good. I just got the vinyl in recently too, and it's really like the packaging is really nice too.
Yeah.
I've got I'm gonna make a playlist too. So if anyone
good.
wants to check
That'll
out
be
the
sick.
stuff that we mentioned,
We're gonna throw people through a loop on this year.
Yeah. I'll have it linked in the notes if you want to check it out.
Sweet.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you all. This is Sunday Conversations. This has been a great combo, and appreciate NMZ and Joey's World both.